Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tina and it is a beautiful day to be creating with you. I am so excited to scrapbook these photos. My husband and I this past Saturday went to Longwood Gardens, and it's really special because I've been asking him to take me for about 20 years. No kidding. So the fact that we just got there and that I'm scrapbooking it so soon after, I just can remember every single bit and I love it. All right, I'm going to be using our silver and gold collection, or our silver bells collection, excuse me, and I'm going to be incorporating some silver and gold because it's in there naturally with some foils. So I'm going to be bringing in some of the foil stickers, and as well as a little bit of some silver glitter paper that I'm adding and some other touches. I will be working with, this is my second layout using our scrapbook workshop. I've already created this in a different way, and I'll show the finished one, but now I'm back to working with this and I've added a few things to it. So, and I'll put all the details, but I grabbed both of these Stampin' Thin Cut sets and they are really going to give me the best bang for my buck in extending the amount of layouts that I'm going to be able to get, because I'm not going to be able to keep this to my usual amount because I have so many pictures. So I have done a little bit of pre-work. All right, here we go. I've already done some pre-work using both of these, and I also have the card workshop as well. So I have a lot of great things I could use, but on this one here, I'll pull them in and show them as I go. Let's go ahead. All right, so remixing. We are getting ready to do a huge thing with my group on remixing. I'll try to show you my inspiration. Here it is. This is from the Hope and Kindness, and out of each scrapbook workshop, I will try to get either something that I am inspired by. The guide is included with these. So I'll either be doing a project out of it with that may be modified a little bit or might be changing, or something that inspires me. You guys will see this coming up. And then I'm going to try to do a remix out of each one and then give myself a little freedom to do whatever. So what I like to do is I like to lay out all my pieces when I'm doing something, and then I have to go to video. But this is a great tip whether you do it or not. I snap off a quick picture, nothing fancy, and I lay it next to me so that when I get lost, which I undoubtedly will, because I have so many pieces, I can grab in and come on. And just do it. All right, next to me, I also did a bunch of these leaves in the scrapbooking workshop. I cut them out of mink, and I stamped that one right there. And I stamped them in charcoal. I have a lot of charcoal stamping. However, if you're going to use the mink in your kit, gut that paper. Gut that paper like I'm going to show here, and just use the inside because we may want that for two background pages, for two base pages later on. And I've done some other work too. I don't think I'm going to use it, but I have White Daisy stamped with toffee next to me. It's a little big. I also did the Cherish and the Blessed. I have those pre-stamped, but I have a little Blessed, and I just cut mine all by myself right there. But there is a thin cut there for you. And then I did a lot of different things that I'm going to go over. Now, the measurements for this, as I said, are a remix. So these measurements are available in this guide, and this guide is available, I think it's on my Close to My Heart website, but if you don't find it, please reach out to me and I'll make sure that I get it to you. And if you are in Creating With You exclusively, my customer group, it's posted in there for you as well. All right, let's dive in. All right, I have two 1/8 of an inch by toffies that I'm going to be adding and pulling in. I am going to just kind of start peeling some off. I'll talk about the pictures when I come in a little bit later. I'm going to just kind of put things off to the side for right now. My title is from that scrapbooking workshop. It's done 3 times and stacked, stamped in charcoal. I wanted to bring in some charcoal to this. I'm going to move my embellishments off to the side. I'll talk about what stickers and stamped images in a little bit. So let's go ahead and kind of start to bring this together because we have a lot. Now, what I like to do when I remix, I like to use it as an inspiration, but I like to do whatever I'm going to do, if that makes any sense. All right, so this paper has been gutted, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build this double layer. This is with toffee. All right, and the base portions of this are mirror imaged, so I just want to make sure I get you. That is a 10.5. All right, and I want to center this. I'm going to rotate my paper. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm working with a wonky blade, so it's leaving me some frays, and I noticed the top there was frayed. It must have been where I cut off our zip strip. Okay, and then I'm going to put the white daisy piece on next. Now, the original layout for the Hope and Kindness for this, it had you do dotted lines all around this, or dotted little dots, like a dotted border, using a marker all the way around this. I'm not sure if I'm going to want that, so I have omitted that step, but I might go in and add those, and you might see those on the final artwork. I'm just pulling this up. I'm working with a Versamat, so even though I have some adhesive that has, you know, not hit where I want it to, I always do my gutted papers like this anyway. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just add some washi tape. And anytime I have adhesive where it's not supposed to be, like I went, you know, too far in, which I do a lot. I'm very bad with measurements. I always say God must have a sense of humor to make me a paper crafter who does not, I cannot cut straight, and I'm not spectacular with measurements. So I just go ahead and I do this, and I also feel like this provides stability for me. Okay, there we go. And we will flip that back over. Okay. Excellent. All right, so I have a few pieces here. All right. The first thing I want to do is I want to take this piece that already has the cut that has been made, and I want to put that piece in first. So I'm going to leave the top 6 inches, and this is why my Versamat is really going to help me. But I'm going to go to about 6 1/8 because I'm going to put this piece of toffee across here. You'll see in my original sketch, you see how there's that gap there? And then there's a gap here. Well, I want to kind of leave that gap, but I don't want to cut my paper multiple times and provide spacing, so I'm going to cheat. It's the real answer. I'm going to do a little cheat. So we're going to put this on at the 6 mark. Let me just, I think this goes on at the 6 mark, and this is going on above it. Can't remember. I think 1/8 of an inch is going to be forgiving though, so I'm not going to worry about it too much, but I am going to go ahead. I put adhesive all the way down this, and I did not need it. I'm going to lay that piece aside for a second right over here. I'm going to go ahead and put this on, so I have a nice line, a nice like little thing that I can follow. And we will put this on at the 6. Like I said, I don't think 1/8 of an inch is going to make or break this. I want to make sure that I'm keeping that straight across here, which is why I love my Versamats. Okay, so now I have this 1/8 of an inch, and this has adhesive on it, so I want to be a little bit. This would be a great place if you want to add a little bit more bling to this layout. This would be, instead of it looking like it's gapped like this, it would also be a cool place to add some extra glitter paper. I love 1/8 of an inch of glitter paper. There we go. Okay, and then right down here, there is another one. That gap again before we put this little thing. And for this one, I'm going to make it a little easier on myself and just kind of go right down here and keep it cleaner. You know, sometimes I like to do it the hard way. Just kidding. All right, here we go. I always just kind of do whatever. I'm going to take it a little past on the left so that I can get a nice straight cut on that. Because since this is on the diagonal, there we go. And this way I can go in with those precision tip scissors and just give it a little snip, and it's going to be nice and straight. tools are the way to go. Okay, so now we have this, which I'm really loving already seeing what we have going on here. Okay, and we have some white on white technique. Those of you who took my seasonal workshop, you guys are familiar with the white on white technique, and this one here really adds a lot. There is just such good things. Okay, for this sticker right here, it's the same thing. We're going to match it up and cut it on the diagonal. This is from the sticker sheet, and I left it out so I could show you how I trim my stickers. What I like to do is just cut right like in between them. Now these do not have anything in between them. These ones here had like, you know, an extra little sticker line in between them like this. So it depends on what they are, but I like to try to trim these off of my stickers and then match those up with my layouts. So I still have stickers, but they're just kind of cut out. It just kind of helps me with managing not using the same thing because I tend to gravitate towards something I really like. All right, I'm going to line up the point there, and then we're just going to take this across, and this is the gold foil. This is where we're getting that gold foil. That's why I keep saying it's silver and gold, because I did focus on some silver and gold trees. But we actually had a line called silver and gold, so I can't call it silver and gold. There we go. And we'll trim this side off too. You could do all this before you put this down as well if you like, but I do the precision tip scissors and it seems to work for me. All right. I have 3/8 of an inch. The original design called for a journaling strip here, and I don't have a ton of journaling to do for this one. I feel like I'm going to do, my journaling is going to be a little spread out with this because I'm doing so many layouts that I feel like I'm going to be okay. I got that just a little bit over. Much better. We'll do the same on this side. I try to get them in far enough that I can just get one smooth cut. Okay, I am predicting that this particular video is going to go a bit over because there's a lot of details in this. I have eliminated a few of the details, so it is possible, although I have this out, that I'm going to do a side 1 and a side 2 on this. All right, I have done some pictures, and I have those ready to go. Which is, you know, spectacular for me to be able to do this. All right, we are going to grab some extra pieces here. I have a piece of charcoal, and this is one of the die cuts, and what I've done is I've removed 1 1/4 inches off of each end to create this at this 7.5. I want to put this on top of this charcoal so I can have these highlights of charcoal throughout the layout. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive. We don't need to add too much. Just a little bit of that adhesive. And I want it to be lower. Like I don't want a ton of the charcoal. I just want a touch of it. Okay. There we go. I'm just going to trim down those sides and make sure that it's nice and flush. Look at how beautiful that is. And see how it brings out that scallop so much. Really like that. Okay, and then I have our white piece. I'll go ahead and give you a measurement on this white piece, but once again, grabbing this guide is going to be the way to go. All right, and if there is a link to the guide, I'll put that in. This is 8 1/4 by 6 1/4. 8 1/4 by 6 1/4, and I'm going to try to just get kind of like an equal border all the way around. I lost my picture. I'm back. Okay. There we go. We can show off all that detail. Now I have 2 pictures. I want to go ahead and put my pictures on now. I've trimmed my pictures. I use a selfie, so they're not true 4x6s. But what they are is amazing quality, and I just trim 1/8 of an inch off of the one side. But it means that I can use a lot of layouts that are for 4x6 and my photos will be able to be matted. So this is actually going to have a white on white kind of matte going on. All right. And my theme for this particular layout is I have lots of the silver and the gold, but the fun thing is these are all taken during the day at Longwood. So I decided to separate my photos and do some daytime photos and then some nighttime photos. So each one of these pictures has sunlight that's coming in from a windowed area. And I think it really adds just a cohesiveness to the pictures that I've chosen, and they're gorgeous. So here you can see the windows. Windows here are obvious. Windows from when George and I are in the house. Natural sunlight in each. There's a window there for the sunlight, and then behind the trees it's peeking in. Isn't that really cool? There's all kinds of ways you can theme your photos. A big thing for this particular one, and these are 4x6 white daisy mats. So if you wanted to add more color, you can. And to do the toffee, I did add, to do both pages, I did add an extra sheet of toffee to this, but I'm probably going to be adding some white as well. All right, I'm just lining those up, making sure that they match. There we go. They look great. Okay, just a thing for my photos to make sure that my fingerprints are not staying on there. I just use every time I buy a new pair of glasses. Now I was supposed to put this underneath. It's true, I was. All this is supposed to go underneath, but it's okay. If you're lifting now, my apologies, but don't worry because you're not going to see under there anyway, and we're going to just slide this under there. This is a big piece, but it's really, it just kind of keeps it square and comes up the side is what we're going to go for. So we're going to stick this under here and bring this all the way up, and this brings this paper in. And I'm going to say go for about 1/2 inch. Now, I might look at the sketch, but I won't pull measurements and stuff like that from it. Okay, and then we have this piece here. And I think this needs to be down a little bit lower, a little more, 1/2 inch to the right, and then come down more on that one side there, or towards the bottom there. All right, a little more than 1/2 inch. There we go. And now we're going to take this piece here, and if you need to trim this, you can definitely trim it. All right, I really want to see the bottom. So if you wanted to, you know, keep the portion at the top, you definitely could. This is going almost all the way underneath of it. We want to see a little bit of that pretty toffee paper and just kind of get that a little centered there. There we go. It's really pretty. Look at all these layers. Okay, December to Remember. This is my title, and they had these flowers here, so I knew I would be able to get this right on top, and it's not going to affect my layout at all. We have a, I'm going to use my regular adhesive for this as much as I can. I like to use glue dots to do this once I have put them on, and I'll buy almost any title, any stamp and thin cut set that gives me a title that I can do this. Look at that detail. You are not going to hollow those out, so it's going to look really good. Let's see. I want to just make sure. I want that R to come over the photo. So when I put it on, there we go. So I have it down at the bottom here. Let's see. Nope, I want it higher. I think I like that right there. There we go. A December to Remember. I want to build a collage, kind of a little focal collage point. So here's the Stampin' Thin Cut set. All right, which is doing us a huge favor here. And this Stampin' Thin Cut set, it's just going to keep on giving. We're going to grab some Mink ink. All right, and I'm hoping to get this video in, but lots of details. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm grabbing a sponge, but what I really want to use is a brush. Let's grab one of our brushes. Okay. To get a little color on these, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of move this on top here. And this is just a scrap. All right, I have my mink. And we are going to just add a little, just like that. Don't worry about trying to, you know, make it perfect. We just want that. All right. I'm going to add it to the leaves. I know it seems weird to do it to the leaves, but the leaves in this set, that's the color that they are. So for each of these, I have an extra bell here too, 2 sets of the same bell from that scrapbooking workshop. All the leaves are in mink. They are mink in the paper as well. So that's why it's going to work. This is another one of the balls with this matching leaf that we're using. And because I knew I wasn't going to overwork these or color these, all my thin cuts are stamped in charcoal. So that allows us to do that. And there it is. You can see those leaves in the mink down there. There it is. Maybe some very, very faded. All right, and this is from our sticker collection there. And these two, one silver, one gold, also from that. Okay, now we'll grab another brush and let's grab our toffee ink. Okay, and now this one here, I'm doing the bulb. There we go. And for this here, I'm going to kind of focus on the bow and just go back and forth like in an X pattern to just give a little bit of color at the top. Once again, just, and I'm coloring the leaf while I'm at it a little bit. That's okay. We just want to add a little bit of color to these. All right, there we go. Now see, they just have, and how quick is that? They just have a little bit of color. Really, really good. Okay, we'll grab those. All right. Okay, so now I replaced one of the zip strips with that sticker that we have down here. I also have this piece for it at the top. And you can put it next to it or you can tuck it. I'm just gonna go ahead and center it right here at the top. There you go. And now I want to focus on building a little collage here. Okay. So I have this big bow and I had originally planned to put this here, but as it came down, you kind of have to move your pictures when you're working with a sketch sometimes. So we're going to build off of this. I don't want to have all my sparkly bits in that area, and I want to make sure that it comes past the side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out a couple of things. I can do this and I can do this. I may do 2, but I might cover one up. That's also something that I can do so that there's 2 there. There we go. And I can bring in some of these leaves that I have to start adding some more. This is where we get a lot of bang for our buck on the Stampin' Thin Cut sets, because don't ask me how many I made. I made a handful. I was like, I think I'm going to need more. Every time I made some, I just thought I'm going to need a little bit more. I'm going to need a little bit more. Okay, this one's got to go in there pretty far. And let's do some at the bottom here. And my goal is not that this whole side thing takes over. It's just that it serves as an accent. I really like that. And then we have some foil that we will tuck in as well when we're done. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a smaller amount. I actually want to swap this. I would like the gold here and then the silver at the top because I have gold and gold here. And then I would like the silver more at the top. There we go. And I think I'm going to like that. So I feel like that is good. And that I like that. I'm going to move this over here. And this is a great time if you use like your cling wrap to keep it together, like your press and seal. This is definitely a time that you can, you know, do all that. I'm going to remove what I call my big anchor piece here. And I used a little anti-static to get it off, but all right. All right, and we're going to go ahead and start to build. I like to build, you will notice, on my piece. I do this a lot when I'm just kind of playing. And I'm going to keep adding adhesive. That's one thing you'll see. Every time I cover up my adhesive, I can tuck, I can pull it off a little bit better. And our stickers, because they are that like paperboard, cardstock quality, they're cardstock, not paperboard. It kind of helps it all stay together. All right, there we go. That's looking pretty good. This one here. I find that this works easier for me, and I also like to tuck. And I can keep moving my piece kind of back so it's all together. I know I'm covering up my tree, and I don't love that I'm covering up that tree, but I think in the end it'll be okay. Just gonna go here. I'm going to tuck that there. And we'll have the second one on top like that. I'm using those leaves to also hide in quite a bit of the little holes that would be there. Okay, that's going to be good. As I just kind of continue to layer. There we go. And I think I'm good to go ahead and put this down and then do some tucking in the back. All right, I'm going to put it up high. There we go. And then I'm going to add the bells next. And they're going to go in the front. Yeah, we'll go like that. And then I'm gonna slip these two in. So I'm just gonna put a little adhesive right on the end of each one. It's amazing how we all have different ways of doing everything. Okay. Okay, and I think I'm going to go ahead and add, I don't want this to get too puffy. I know some of you right now are probably like, wait, what? I love foam tape. All right. I think I'm going to add this on foam tape, this one right here. All right. I love these detailed pages. I just was not willing to compromise to save time on them. Okay, here we go. I love it. Okay, this is looking great. Now, next to me, I have some gold embellishing thread, and this is one of my favorite things. I used so much of this. I actually still have some available in my stock, so I feel pretty confident that I can go ahead and use this. There's all different types of this available now, but it really is going to add a very nice finish. All right, I don't want the little kinks from it being wrapped, so I'm just going to grab it and run it down just like that. And I'm going to grab some glue dots. And I love this because my pictures really are the center. All right, so I'm going to call this a video, you know, the half a layout, because I knew this was going to take a long time. And I also feel I'm slow. So there's that as well. I always think I'm slow. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this, and then I will break for another, to finish the other side. All right, I'm going to put in a couple of these little guys. You just saw me make one. Now I'm going to kind of take you through how I make it. I might do 3. I just unravel, and then we're going to grab, that just gets all those kinks out. And then I add it to my glue dot, and then I wrap back to the glue dot, wrap again, roll it again, and it'll kind of naturally want to roll one way or the other. It kind of goes a little bit back and forth, but if you want them all on one side, you can force it. And then that glue dot there, which is just a regular, I grab it with my piercing tool. And then I do this really technical thing that I like to call shoving it under there. I just shove it under there and hold it and pull it out. And that seems to work for me. There we go, a little bit there and a little bit there. I'm just going to do the two. Okay, let's grab our silver bells. It's the bling, but these are our silver bells dots, and they're all glitter. I am going to give myself as many as I would like. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with the big one here. I'm going to put it right here by December. I'm going to do a medium in that dark here. And then I'm going to do a small one in the white, actually on my photo right there. Look, it just stands out so much. Okay, over here in my collection here, I'm going to grab the big one, and I'm going to kind of hide it just a little bit, but it's going to go here on that gray. So it's like gray on gray, and then a nice medium one of our toffee right here, half on the sticker, half off. This one's going to get more than the other. I'm going to grab another medium of that toffee, put it down here. All right, now we're going to grab a small of the white. I'm going to put it inside the, there we go. I'm thinking I might have liked this one here on foam tape as well, but that's me. I like to start, everything can go on foam tape. All right, and another small of the white. I'm going to put it up here in the corner. And then I want a small of the charcoal right there. That looks great. Okay, fabulous. All right. Look at this layout. I am really, really happy, just very, very happy with this. It has all of the things that I would want it to be for this really special trip. And I'm just excited that I'm able to scrapbook these so quickly. All of these soft notes that are in this with that harsh, well, it's not harsh, it's contrast really, of the charcoal, I think makes my photos the center here. So really just, I'm so happy. And there's subtle details. This tree in the back here is silver and gold. You can see the silver and gold there. And then I will share the right page in another video, just so that the videos are not as long. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you liked this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Also, leave me a comment and let me know how I can add to this collection for you. If you want to see something specific with this collection or something else, I always like to share things and I like to be challenged, so that's a win-win. I want to thank you guys for joining me and taking the time to watch this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.